For those who have never meditated with me, never met me before, just started following my Instagram here, and maybe you already signed up for meditation marathon. If you haven't, think about it, maybe, until the end of the session. So I will start from the beginning. My name is Vlada de Sousa, and I'm spiritual guide, meditation teacher, and intuitive energy healer. And around 7 years ago, I founded Bliss Body Journeys, which is a boutique meditation, yoga, and spirituality center. And I'm doing retreats since 2015 in very, very beautiful places around the world. And only now, since many years, I have finally took time and did huge work and launched my personal brand, which is Vlada de Sousa. And you can go and explore the website. All the team was working on for a year, vladadesousa.com. And I was sitting in my garden and thinking how I'm going to celebrate that. It was huge amount of work. And I just heard it, meditation marathon. Hi, Stephanie. And you know, my problem with my intuition is that I don't have any pause between I receive intuition and I act upon it. There's absolutely no gap between that. So I do meditation marathon, and I immediately tell everyone, are you guys going to do a meditation marathon with me? And everyone, yes, yeah. Okay, so it was perfect. And only after actually I started to understand, oh, actually that's a pretty cool way to celebrate, first of all. And second of all, it's, I think, you know, I have a quite a deep experience of meditation, and I studied with different teachers and from different perspectives and in different tantric traditions and not tantric traditions and Buddhist traditions. And I explored meditation in so many ways that today I'm kind of interestingly landing in one place with all this journey of meditation, and this place is really pure. So when I asked what will be the name of the marathon, I was like, pure meditation marathon. So that pure state of being, pure state of mind, pure state of consciousness, pure state of energy, and all of that comes when we invest into at least showing up every day for 10-15 minutes to close our eyes and to be conscious behind our eyes. And this is how Meditation Marathon was born. And I'm super, 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 super excited to break that down for you, to teach for 28 days every day, live sessions here on Insight Timer, Instagram, and live on YouTube. So everywhere I can possibly do that to bring as many people to meditate as possible, because it feels like the madness in the world is getting bigger, getting stronger, and you know, being on the devices all the time. I just really came back from a 3-day retreat with my husband, and we went to the mountains and switched off our phones. And the next day when I turned on my phone, I felt so disturbed, like my mind wasn't pure anymore. In that place, in the silence, and just walking in silence in forests and mountains, it's just so pure. The energy is pure, the air is pure, your mind is pure. You're starting getting the space and perspective. And today in modern society, there is no space, there is no perspective. It's just very dense space. So I actually hope this live will not add on more information in your field and more information in your head, and will actually be a place where you chill. So where was I? Yeah. Why we meditate, right? So we meditate precisely to stay conscious, precisely to be able to stay sane in today's madness of the world in so many ways. So much suppression, so much fear, so much anxiety, so much mental confusion, and guys, I'm teaching meditation, I am meditating myself, and I'm not the exception. I am a victim of today's speed and pressure as well. And especially if you're an entrepreneur or you don't work somewhere, you actually have your thing that you are doing, you know how much pressure it can bring and how challenging life of entrepreneurs actually is. It's difficult to switch off. So, I think without meditation, we really don't have much choice. We will have to go on pills. We will have to start numbing ourselves as much as we can. I mean, we already do that with alcohol, television, and the phone. But, if we really not stop and not consciously decide to give ourselves space and connect with something that is really honest and true about ourselves, because in this amount of information and things we see, we watch, we read all the time, we start to doubt ourselves, question ourselves. Am I doing things right? Am I okay? Am I good enough? And there is a feeling like there is something always not okay with me. I need to be better, more, and things like that. So that's not super healthy for our mental state and just generally for ourselves. Anyway, starting on 25th of October, you are super welcome to join absolutely free meditation marathon for 28 days. I will be very grateful if you invite your friends, your family, as many people as possible, simply because I believe today the world needs as many conscious people as possible, much more, calm, present, awakened, authentic, and pure human beings that we have always been and we were born to be, but conditioning and trauma and the speed and everything that happened to us in our lives, a little bit rerouting us to be someone maybe we are not fully are in every day, or just gives us a little bit of hard times and we need space to be, so meditation is that space. Okay, I'm done ranting about today's mundane things, and I would love to take us on a little meditative journey. If you're driving, don't do that. If you're not driving, you can just simply find your comfortable space and make sure that you feel cozy, make sure you feel safe in your space and environment. You can put a nice blanket on your shoulders and just take a moment to close your eyes. Hi Peggy, we're about to start meditating. You can join us. And why are you not sleeping? As far as I know, you are in Hong Kong. Maybe it will be a good night meditation for you. Okay, deep breath in and deep breath out. It may take you a little bit of time to get disconnected from the rush of the thoughts, from the movement of the mind. You might actually feel your energy vibrating around your head area or on the top of your head or somewhere around yourself. And the moment you close your eyes, it's not the moment to go into sleep. This is the moment to wake up. And so I invite you to wake up with your eyes closed. Wake up and become aware of this inner world. Take a breath or two here. And as you exhale, you may just widen the space a little bit and give yourself space, give yourself more room to download all your energy back into your body. And if you feel you need a couple breaths just to unwind from the day and to slow down your breath, slow down the rush of the thoughts in your head, just take a moment. It sometimes feels like you are on a merry-go-round, just spinning. Things are spinning. So many impressions, so many things coming in, so many energies. And it just takes conscious action and choice to start to slow this merry-go-round, to push slowly but surely on the brakes and allowing this whole mind machine to transform from being a tornado into being just a soft, nice wind. So see if you can do that. And maybe a breath or two again. We're just slowing this whole thing down. We haven't started meditating yet. We're just slowing things down, just landing back. And I would love you to sense, hear, see, feel, observe. What is the thought that has been running through your head all day long today? What are you thinking about? What is sitting there in your head that maybe checks you out from time to time? Like you're just looking at something and then you're gone. And you're just falling into unconscious state and your mind totally takes over. And this thing, that thought or that experience that is happening in your head becomes you. Like almost takes all the space and you're not there anymore. And it's just this thing there. And then you're like, oh, whoa, I need to slow down. I need to stop thinking this. I need to clear my head. So just find one thought that has been getting you a little bit unconscious. One thought that was taking you out of your consciousness. And then, whoa, recognize yourself as someone or something or a being that is behind this energy. I don't believe there are thoughts, I believe there are energies. So just take a look from the outside, as if you would be behind a glass door or behind a window, looking at this whole energy unfolding. And it's just a simple moment of becoming aware. Changes everything. If you had a thought for some reason, you're a victim of circumstances, instead of becoming the victim, if this thought takes over, you are becoming the victim. You are falling into this energy, you're becoming it. And the conscious way is to recognize, ooh, there is this thought, there is this idea, there's this belief, there's this whole thing that also makes me feel like that and like that and like that. And I see you. I am not you, but I can see you. And if you go deeper, you might discover that this thought or energy is created by past experience or trauma or any other thing that might be creating it. So take a long deep breath and just simply sit at the back of your head on a beautiful couch and let yourself witness. Let yourself witness, let yourself observe, let yourself be in the presence of all the things that are moving through you, rushing through you. Even if your body is like really holding on to that feeling, holding on to that thought, or holding on to that energy. And just by becoming conscious and aware of it, now you are in charge. Now you can flip the coin. Now you can move it away. Now you can disidentify yourself from it. Now you can take control over it and actually say, no, for example. No, I'm not like that. No, things are not like that. No. You name it, right? Now you can take absolute control. And that's what it means to be conscious. When you see, you are aware, and you choose what to think, what energy to have, and who you are in this moment. Long deep breath in if you're still meditating. I hope you are not multitasking. And if you are, don't do that. Okay. It was just a little introduction into conscious and unconscious energy. So you may just take a moment to come back, and if you feel like you can stretch a little bit, hello. And now we can talk a little bit more about what is conscious and what is unconscious. So, unconscious, we need to understand that the un means no, and conscious, right, it's consciousness. So there is no consciousness. And when there is no consciousness, when there is no ourselves in the moment, it happens to everyone to one or another extent. It's when we are spinning, when something just takes over us and we cannot get rid of it, when we're getting, sometimes it just can be like possessed feeling, like I just can't get out of this thought, or it's just ruminating on something, right? Or something triggered you and you just cannot give it a break. That means we are unconscious. That means we are not in charge, not aware, not in control. And that's a tricky place to be, because we really want to be in control. Like imagine, it's almost like you're playing a video game and then you cannot rule your character in the game. Like imagine the computer takes over, a program takes over your character in the game. And whichever you press, whichever you do, you cannot change anything. Like your character starts doing things that you actually don't want your character to do. I hope it makes sense. But in a way that when we are not in control, what is in control? When we are getting unconscious, what is getting conscious? What is taking over us? Who is in charge? Who is here if it's not us? And if we go really, really, really deep into this, we will kind of start, unraveling this ball. Why we are getting unconscious. We can be getting unconscious because a lot of pain get triggers, and we're getting out of our alignment. Usually when we have trauma, who doesn't? Everyone have. When that trauma is triggered, and then we basically just, our conscious mind stops, and all that unconscious response comes back, whether that's a reaction or a feeling or a sensation or a thought, which all of that is the same because all of that is energy. And we get triggered, and no matter how hard we don't want to be triggered, how hard we don't want to cry, or how hard we don't want to react aggressively, or in whichever way we react, we cannot do it. We are not in control. There's this energy, Sometimes you can see when people are just getting, like you're talking to someone and someone is just disappearing, like they are in their world, but they are not in their world. There is just lack of control of themselves, so they really cannot be grounded and strong and be present in the moment and actually be with you and respond and talk to you. They are just spinning in their own thoughts and their own ideas. You're feeling like you're talking to no one, because there is no one to listen, right? So what is consciousness then? What is consciousness? Consciousness is you. Consciousness is the pure state of you. It's like that moment when you are not hangovered, right? It's that moment when you're, like imagine you have been fasting for 1 week. You have not been drinking alcohol for a year. You haven't seen a phone and TV for 10 years. And you just wake up early morning and it's fresh and it's beautiful, and you just see the world clearly as it is. There is no confusion, there is no conflict inside, there is no rumination, there is no obsessive thinking, there is no fear, there is no needs, desires. You're not driven by anything, you're just awake, you're just aware, and you can see things as they are. You're clear, right? So we don't necessarily need to go to a monastery or fast or leave the normal life and stop doing things to become conscious. The practice of meditation, but very consistent and very specific practice of meditation can do it for you. And it will do it for you because meditation is a medicine if you take it correctly. There are different types of meditation, but meditation that really can make you feel fresh and clear and awake and alive and in control, it's a path, right? So it's like a microdosing, right? You just need to take a dose every single day, and then your consciousness starts to wake up. The feeling when your consciousness is waking up, when you are waking up from all this weight of thoughts and mind and energy and information, when that happens, you start seeing things as they are, and that's like, wow. And that's the moment that you will never forget. Because when you're in your full consciousness, you are not possessed by any idea or desire to do something or be someone or get somewhere. Hi, Teresa. You are just, clear. You're just conscious. So on many levels, becoming conscious actually is extremely important. Because if we leave from the place of being unconscious, meaning our consciousness is sleeping, what's happening is we are running on all the programs. Hi, Natasha. You can watch the previous live, Meditation, the Art of Deconditioning, where I was talking about different types of conditioning. Basically, it's like the program that we download. And if we are not in control, if we're not awake, we think we are. Trust me, I thought I am conscious. But only when I started practicing meditation, also, of course, I changed my diet, I changed my habits, I stopped drinking alcohol and many other things. Only then you can, for real, say that you are awake. Only then you can. When you really wake up, you really know you're awake up. Many of us think we are awake, but actually we're sleeping or half sleeping. Half sleeping. And it's in modern world, I think without digital detox we really cannot go far. It's impossible. But I truly believe that in the process of meditation, in the way I will teach it actually during the meditation marathon, this whole journey is really about getting to know who you are and getting to know who you are not. And getting out of this confusion. Because most of us live in internal conflict. Most of us live in internal confusion. And we really need to get clear on things so that we can create our authentic life experience. Because who is going to create authentic life experience if we are not going to be here? The program. We are just going to be looking around, seeing, okay, this person is doing this, let me do this as well. We're going to be basically repeating what our parents did, what our friends are doing, what the society are doing, what is government telling us to do. And then we will just die. And that's it. There is no authentic experience. There is no really being in control of your life. Consciously choosing every moment, consciously choosing every thought, consciously choosing every action and decision, right? Consciously choosing everything you eat, consciously choosing everything you watch, consciously choosing everyone you kiss, consciously choosing, not because of something, not because we are running, not because we are anxious, not because we are needy, not because we are like those hungry ghosts that always just want more of something to feel in the whole. Becoming conscious, meaning becoming really full of yourself, in a good sense. Meaning you are becoming clear on how you are, what you are, who you are, and you live in that experience. And you're giving yourself fullest permission to live that experience, and nothing can take you out of that journey. Maybe I should talk a little bit about the ways we are, the signs of being unconscious. Being unconscious means you're easily getting triggered. It's very difficult for you to get your mind together and focus on something, to be concentrated on something. Being unconscious also sometimes means living in the past, like over and over and over again, revisiting things that have already happened. So that's a big one. Being unconscious meaning getting ungrounded, flying away, floating away, being forgetful. And also it's automatic response. Because in a moment, for example, like someone is telling you, do you want a cigarette? Right? And you're like, yeah. And you start doing what another person is doing. Or you can say anything else, right? It can be a glass of something or a food or anything else. But being conscious means before you actually make a decision, before you respond, before you make a choice, you take a pause. You kind of just stop yourself and you're like, let me actually see right now what's really in alignment with me, where I am right now. Am I ready for this? Am I ready to have sex now, right? Am I ready to go out and see thousands of people? Am I ready to have a child? Am I ready, whichever happening? So being unconscious is just doing things because they have to be done, or, just something is driving you and you're not making decisions. Like your unconscious mind, the program, how it should be, how it used to be, how it always is, takes the lead and control. And you're saying yes, but you actually don't mean that. You're saying no, but you actually don't mean that. And it's just I had that feeling. It's like the feeling that just something else is living your life, something else is driving this vehicle, and you're like so confused at the back. Why I'm saying this? Why I'm saying yes? Why I'm saying no? Why I'm behaving like this? Why I'm triggered? Why I'm and then on and on and on. So, my friends, becoming conscious is a luxury experience, and I love luxury. When it comes to consciousness, I think really being in abundant connection with yourself and being in clarity is a very, very precious, rare, and gracious and luxurious experience. Because then you really get to live your life. Your soul, or if you want to call it your being, gets to fulfill your dreams, gets to fulfill your purpose of being here, gets to have all the experiences you need to have. You get to go through life authentically. And that might look very differently from what is normal, from what is socially acceptable, from how everyone are doing this. It will be something different. But it will be beautiful. It will be your life. It will be your choices. It will be your decisions. And no one will be able to take it away from you. And just want to say that many people, I think actually maybe governments are very interested in having people being unconscious. How much money is invested into all this, entertainment business and distracting people. So people just eat, drink, look at something and go to sleep. And then repeat. Work and drink, sleep, watch something, get distracted, get unconscious, and repeat again and again and again and again. And it's interesting, if you have a TV and you just, I don't know, give it to your neighbor for a week and you don't watch TV and you choose to read a book or you choose to meditate instead, you will feel tremendous difference. How clear you are, how much more of your own thoughts is here. But there is really massive unconsciousness happening everywhere, and we are not conscious that we are unconscious, right? Meaning, when we are unconscious, something is just totally can take our attention away from us and do whatever they want with it, right? So all this great thing now is how to capture people's attention, how to be as present in people's, heads as possible, how to really make you focus on something. That's why the world of internet and all of that is just taking away so much of our energy, so it's taking away so much of our conscious mind. And we just don't have time to sit down and think for ourselves. It's like a dream that we just cannot get out of. And there is a moment, maybe this life, or maybe, I don't know, in one of the meditations, you will just kind of get, okay, if I will not make a conscious decision to stop it and take the lead in control of my life and control the amount of internet I'm consuming, control the amount of information I'm taking in, control the food that I'm eating, control how much alcohol I'm drinking, control, all the things that are numbing us. For me now, alcohol works as a very, very strong amnesia. It just gives me amnesia. Like, I stop feeling my hands, I stop feeling parts of my body. I still can have a glass of champagne if it's someone's birthday, but I really cannot feel my body. Like, I'm getting totally numb, which is fascinating to me. Like, it's really strong medication. But the more you're getting clear and the more you're getting sensitive and the more you start feeling, for someone it's 1 hour being online is okay, and for someone like 1 minute is already super, super intense and a lot and overwhelming. And the more you're going to meditate, the worse robot in the society will become, because you will not be doing what you're guided or driven to do. You will be doing what you want to do, right? You will be spending your time in the way that will be healing and beneficial for you. So when it comes to practice of meditation, the beauty is that in those 25-30 minutes, please don't count on me teaching meditation for 15-10 minutes. A, don't know how to do that. B, it doesn't work. We need only at least 15 minutes to slow down this whole tornado in our head. And then we need another 15 minutes to recognize that we are not the mind, right? To really get in the space that is out of the mind. So meditation is the practice of getting out of the mind. And only when you get out of the mind, you can control the mind. You can be in full charge and awake and empowered and in control of your mind. Only then. So that's the art. And I would love to teach you how to be fluent in meditation practice. And I really want to give you an experience that in a way will stay with you, that you don't need to always look for an app or go to YouTube or go somewhere to find a right meditation for you. I want to give you an experience of how it feels to be out of your mind and to be one with the conscious, pure conscious awareness that is behind your mind, that is actually you. I want you to meet that consciousness, that pure state of awareness that is you. And when you will have that experience, you will never want anything else. It's like the moment you become conscious, the moment you are out of the mind, there is no need for anything else. And you can take yourself on this journey any moment. You can just always find a place, close your eyes, and just be in silence, and that would be the best guidance. And silence can be the best music for your meditation practice. Hi, Valerie. So, in a way, I don't want to give you even more, information to process. Of course, if you go to my YouTube channel, there are so many different types of meditation, and all of them are beautiful. But in the true essence of meditation is not getting any other thing, not getting us thinking, not entertaining, not engaging our mind even more than it is already engaged. It is about disidentifying with the mind. Just unbecoming the mind, unbecoming this whole machine. It's like the mind looks like a big network, right? And then the mind likes to connect the dots. I have one person I know who likes to connect the dots. So, I saw that and this and this, and then there is a sign, so I connected the dots. These things will be happening, and I'm like, okay. So mind really likes to connect the dots, but sometimes it's just, I'm sorry my French, but really fucks itself. Because it's just the only thing it can do. Of course, if we use our mind to find a solution, to find like a cure from a disease, or to solve like a mathematical, thing or problem, but that's not happening in the mind. Like the biggest openings, the biggest discoveries, the biggest breakthroughs in science or in philosophy or in whichever you want, they happened in the moment when you're not thinking, when you're not pushing, when you're not engaging the mind. They happen exactly in between the thoughts, when you're open, when you're in pure state of awareness, when you're just going for a walk without listening to a podcast, listening to the music, when you're just sitting and just open, and then you get this download, and then the dots connect truly. So that's really a life-changing experience, to be out of the mind. So the homework is to discover the moments when you're getting unconscious. If you're going to do this meditation marathon with me, it is good to start to observe yourself. Even before we start, we will have an opening ceremony on the 24th of October, where I will give you all the details and guidance. On the 25th of October, we start the marathon. And I already want you to start preparing yourself in a way that knowing what triggers you, how you're getting unconscious, in which moments you're losing control, in which moments you're becoming the mind or mind is becoming you, and you just don't seem to find a way to get out of it. Start noticing this. Start observing this. And also, if you want to really jump into the marathon with already kind of more prepared space for that, I would recommend to every morning before you start any activity, before you turn on your phone, before you do anything, drink a glass of water, brush your teeth, and sit down for 10-15 minutes just without any devices, not putting any music, not putting any guidance, just sitting down in silence for 15 minutes. You can put the clock, and you can actually really just relax and wait until this 15 minutes. Just see what happens in that space. Even if you're thinking, let it be. Don't get upset, don't get angry with yourself that you're thinking. It's totally okay. But I just want you to start getting used to the fact that you are sitting down, you're closing your eyes, and you are not falling unconscious, that you are actually becoming even more conscious. Because really meditation is the moment when our consciousness needs to wake up. When our eyes are open and all the attention is going outside, is going to other person, is going to the phone, is going to the book, is going to other devices and places, so it's very easy to grab our consciousness, right? We are really not anchored in our consciousness. The mind just easily, it's like super fast energy. It just travels immediately. Like someone calls you and your mind is already there, or someone liked your photo and your mind is already there, right? Or something happens and your mind just gets out of you and just takes you with it somewhere. But when you close your eyes and you're consciously making a decision to awaken, right? When we close two eyes and we stop seeing and receiving all this information from the outside to our eyes, we can start to awaken. Our third eye opens up, right? The eye of our true consciousness, the eye of our true pure awareness. Ourselves is waking up. So you need to wait for that to happen. It doesn't happen, it's instantaneously. First, you need to learn how not to fall asleep when you're closing your eyes. Second, you need to learn how not to become your thoughts, how not to jump on them like a wild horse and just go out. And the third is to just going back and back and back behind your thoughts, and then woof, unbecoming all of that and becoming in total control and like seeing all of that in front of you as a screen. So there are many different levels and layers, and all of that, of course, we will go with you through. But it's good to start to catch yourself. What's making you unconscious? Notice what you feel when you're drinking alcohol. Notice what you feel when you spend more than 5 minutes on your phone. Notice what you feel when you're just staring at computer or TV all day. Notice what you feel and notice how that impacts your clarity. So to really begin the process of becoming conscious, we need to start to observe ourselves doing something, to observe ourselves responding, to observe ourselves reacting. We need to start being someone who watches this movie, not this movie. And only then you can see all these dynamics. You can see really what's happening, how places impact you, how things impact you, how your mind is changing depending on situation, what you feel, what you hear. So begin this process of becoming aware, observe. Don't do anything, don't try to change anything. Maybe you're having a cup of coffee on the beach and you're like, oh, I'm aware that I'm thinking this thought. I'm aware that this thought creates stress, or this thought creates anxiety or fear. I'm aware of that. So yes, see that, become aware of that, note it for yourself. And just practice this little by little every day. And if you wake up at least 3 times a day and catch yourself having a 6 cup of coffee, or you wake up catching yourself eating junk food, or you wake yourself up and you're like, oh, what am I doing? Why am I engaging with this or thinking this? That's the moment when you're becoming conscious. And with the practice of meditation, we are really going to be training ourselves, becoming those absolutely conscious human beings. It's going to be a beautiful journey. Okay, I'm wishing you a great day, morning, evening, wherever you are. And thank you for being here with me live. And I will super appreciate you joining the meditation experience. And of course, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out and let me know. And this whole journey already begins. So We will have one more live before the opening ceremony. I will let you know when and how. And until then, please be mindful, observe, and take some time to sit with yourself in the morning and see what happens. That's it for today. I was really happy to share with you all this little guidance and insights. Hope it makes sense. If it doesn't, let me know. And these are really important things before we dive into true meditation. What is programming and conditioning, and then what is being unconscious and being conscious. So slowly you will really get there. Without this information, it's very difficult to teach someone a meditation as it should be. Okay. Relax, rest, guys, and I will see you soon. And big kiss for you. And bye for now.